This is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference Channel. It's day one. We're live at SES New York. We just finished the How to Build a Global Website panel, and we're speaking to Marjorie of IBM. How do you do, Marjorie?
How do you do?
Thanks for joining us. I thought, Marjorie, that maybe for our audience we could highlight a few of the key points you talked about in your presentation. One of the things you talked about was localization and the importance of that and the resources required to effectively do that. Maybe you could share a little bit what IBM has done when it comes to the localization effort.
Okay, sure. Well, we launched a couple of sites called IT issue sites, and we launched them, of course, in the US, and then we brought in our European team and asked them to take a look at these. And not only did they like the concept, but they wanted to localize them. So first they needed to make sure the content was locally appropriate. They needed to verify it with local subject matter experts. Our content is very technical. They then wanted to make sure that they used their own search terms, not the US search terms. And then finally, they created the same template that we have in the US. They followed the same page design, but they chose to use selected types of content, some of which came from the US and some they created on their own. The most important part of our marketing effort is lead generation. And leads need to be developed in the local area. So we create offers, whether they're white papers, webinars, podcasts, downloadable demos. They all require registration. So those registration forms do also go to the local marketing team. But they follow a very similar format all over the world.
You also talked about content sharing, and maybe you could give an example of why that's important.
Well, most of our countries don't have all the resources that the worldwide US team has, and so we like to create content at worldwide and offer it to the countries. They need to have a certain amount of leeway and planning process, because not only do they need the budget for translation and localization, they also need to incorporate it into their own calendars of what they're planning on publicizing or presenting on the web to coincide with, let's say, a local event. So we create this content, we create tools, or we use tools such as team rooms, Lotus team rooms, and wikis to share information about our plans. We also have content management tools that we use so that content can be sort of easily picked up from country to country.
Finally, if a company not as large as IBM is attempting or wants to globalize and reach out and create an international website, what are just some final key points they should be working on if, say, they don't have as big a budget, but that is simply a must anyway?
Well, that's a good question. I would highly recommend making sure that there's local offers first. The core content can most likely be translated or linked back to the main site, the home country, probably the US, but to make sure the offers are local. One of the things that most customers, at least in business to business, want to make sure is that that there is a customer in that local area who has actually implemented that solution, who has done it before. So another part is not only the offers, but customer referrals, customer case studies. Those really need to be local. So that would be where I would put the emphasis, at least for a business to business type of marketing effort.
Okay, some words of wisdom from Marjorie of IBM. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we're live at SES New York, day one. Stay tuned for more.